So, lastly, it's really important that you put the systems in place to be able to refer to your analytics and your CRM to be able to really assess what's working and what needs to be optimized so that you can really perform cross platform outreach to your audiences and convert them with a multi channel approach. Your pipeline should always consider all points of entry for your warm audiences and leverage all of the analytics being collected that can really be gathered from each platforming tool that your audiences are visiting. This is going to allow you to more effectively nurture these warm audiences towards becoming qualified leads. So once you have built out a pipeline and systems to be able to observe your analytics, you're going to be able to gather really important information in who your warm social audience is, where they are hanging out, and what products or services you have that they desire so that you can start to segment your messaging and offers to those specific audiences to get a higher conversion rate. So I know what you're thinking. No, I don't know what you're thinking, but actually, all of this is not going to be that expensive. It depends, quite honestly, on whether you're a solopreneur or you're a brand. So if you're a business that's selling a product and you have both B2B and B2C customers, then the tools that you're going to need to utilize in order to both engage a raving fan base that sells directly from your website and from your different e-commerce channels, or to really generate leads for your business to business interests so that perhaps you can, if it's your goal to build relationships with potential retailers, you're going to want to put a lot of efforts in place to start generating leads and building those relationships and getting your product in stores. Then your pipeline is going to be maybe a little bit more expensive than a solopreneur. And so I just want to really emphasize to all of you that when you're watching this webinar, I'm giving you all of the tools to really be able to make your flywheel strategy, but it can be done on an absolute budget. So you don't have to do everything at once. Um, but you do need to consider all of the pieces and have the foresight right away to consider how you're going to move people through your flywheel strategy so that you can really generate consistent leads on a short term and long term basis. So, like I said, for solopreneurs, you can skip out certain aspects of this flywheel system. You don't have to do everything if you want to cut down on budget expenses. But I have to say, what I see time and time again is that solopreneurs, especially, make mistakes around putting most of their time and financial investment in making their funnels. Whether this is building out their landing pages with ClickFunnels software, or maybe they're making a fantastic quiz and calculator. But when it comes to the point where they're ready to start getting people in their funnels, they realize how important it is to launch Facebook ads to really get the appropriate targeted audience into their funnels. And they can't rely on organic traffic to really get any significant results to make their financial investment worthwhile. And I see time and time again, solopreneurs completely abandon everything. So they're stuck in a feast or famine cycle because they're constantly building out the next system, putting all of their time and like late nights into creating their funnels, but then they realize they can't get traffic into their funnels and then they abandon everything. And that's why, to be honest, I'm really inspired to make this webinar right now because I just we're all dealing with so much uncertainty around the current situation, and I can see so many people pitching me on LinkedIn. It hurts my heart just sending scripts, just sending copy and pasting DMs to me to try to get me as a client. And I know that they're sitting behind the keyboard desperately just copy and pasting scripts to random people. But a lot of the time, these people sending me scripts and pitching me have no idea what it is that I do. And I feel like they're wasting so much of their valuable time in frantic efforts. And so I want to empower both solopreneurs and brands to be really using their time more effectively, to not lose hope in these uncertain times, and to just be happy, thriving in your zone of genius and knowing that you're generating the right leads consistently. Um, so, whatever your budget is right now, whatever platform you want to advertise with, if you do want to advertise, or if you want to focus more of your efforts on the outreach stuff that I'm going to teach you, um, the most important thing is to get the right traffic of people who are going to really engage with your funnels, and that the funnels are going to be really warming them up to your services. If you're not attracting the right people into your pipeline, then you're wasting a lot of your time and effort, and I don't want to see this. I want you to feel really confident in all of your strategies and implement them to really get consistent results.